Yeah. That came back. I took a long bath last night, and I was thinking about because I was soaking in Epsom salts because I go through such severe muscle cramps, and I started thinking about coming back and talking about um, sort of the testimonial of what I truly believe and what I've received. And I've said it so many times before in regards to brotherly love and the city of New Jerusalem, which comes down veiled, spiritually veiled as a bride. So there's a covering upon the elect, new sons of God. It protects them and shields them from the things that are going on around you in the world around them. And we know that Almighty Yah must cut these days short. Yeah. If but to save the flesh of the elect. And so that means that it's important that they do survive. And then yet, in truth, the dragon, after sending a flood after the woman giving birth, makes war upon the brethren of the woman. So who are the brethren of the woman but the elect, as they are her walls, and amongst them there are gates, and there's one with pearl. One gate has a pearl. Now the courtyard is unmeasured, so it's not within the city. The courtyard is outside of the gates. It's unmeasured, and that's where the multitude shall gather. The multitude are those who lost their lives during the Great Tribulation. Now, to lose your life doesn't mean that you have to die. No, it means that your life that you knew has been destroyed. You think about the people who lived in Syria, the life that they lived is destroyed. You think about the people who live in, or lived in Palestine. Same thing. Over and over and over again. Look at the Ukraine. Look at Poland in the past. Look at the conditional factors. So, the courtyard is designed so that they can come and present themselves to be translated, because they're waving their palms. Yeah, they want to be translated. They want to know their own truth beyond the life they led, that they were given or fell into or had no choice in regards to. They want to be translated. And to be translated is genetics. It is genetics. The irony that DNA tests are illegal, are against the law in the false state of Israel, so that no one know who you are as Ashkenazis. Yeah, gypsies. Yiddish to Hebrew did not bring forth Judah. Hebrew itself was a dead language. No one utilized it. No. Not even during the time of Yeshua. You know, maybe they understood it, they could read it. Maybe they could speak it, but it wasn't populous. It was a dead language. Paleo is dead. So, bringing it back to life doesn't make it truth. You don't know who you are if you're carrying something in your hand unless you know which hand you're in and what's carrying you. Truly. So now that I'm 60 years old, I don't know how that happened, but now that I'm 60 and I entered a personal number 6 year, yeah, that's my personal year. Oh, we get the hiccups. Little kitty in my lap, we get the hiccups. Look at hiccups, honey. So I enter the number 6. I did so in a 7 year. So the 6, which is of the 7. So since November 15th, I've been running as a 6 vibration rather than the 5. Now today's universal vibration is the number 5, the hand, but it's internal, in that date sequence. But as a personal experience, I entered a number 6, and I carry it with the 7. So the 6 is also of the 7, which then becomes the 8. 2024 is number 8. And we know this in the passage in the book of Revelation. Yeah. The 6, which is also the 7, that becomes the 8, it's he who shall go into perdition. And I've been telling you all this time who I am as the son of perdition, revealing the truths as they've come through. Yeah. Through Gabriel, obviously. That's part of my testimony. And even though it doesn't exist online anymore, I don't think, unless I've mentioned it, but having received an angel of the Lord to identify him as Gabriel, to know of the inkhorn to be placed in my house, to be told certain things so that they open my eyes, and then to fill me with the anointed oil that as I express, I learn new truths, and new truths that are beyond that which is given. And that's how I function, and I can't change. No, I can ignore it, like Jeff says, just ignore it, walk away from it. He can get frustrated all he wants when I speak, but it doesn't make me stop. He thinks that will encourage me to stop, but it doesn't. No, it's internal. It's everlasting, as the 8 would be. It's everlasting. It's time. Space is the mother. Time is the father. Space and time, they create reality, which is the child. So my reality isn't hidden from you as to who I am, or that the fact that I have 7 eyes. I do. I have 6 moles across my chest and a mole on my forearm, and they've been tattooed with a star. And I did that years and years ago because I always felt that they were ugly. It looked like a star constellation across my chest and on my forearm. And so I went to a tattoo artist and said, put a star over each mole. And he wouldn't put it on it, he put it around it. And it's an 8-pointed star. Yeah. So I have 7 moles, which are, a mole is a spy, he dug in, he's a mole, he's a plant, he's a spy, is an eye. So a mole is an eye. I have 7 eyes. Yeah, you just can't make that stuff up. It's so obvious. I mean, it's obvious now, but it wasn't obvious then. It took me a long time to wake up to that, to what it meant. To take the old and the broken, the ugly, the discarded, and see beyond it, and bring forth the beauty, the creativity, the investment. And to do that 7 times, well, that can lead to the 21 canon, as it is the 3, as it is the temple, as it is the altar. If we understand the vibration of the sequence of numbers and how they express themselves. Yeah, it's something I've been doing for years and years and years and years. Yeah, a long time ago I was assaulted on a job. Yeah, there was an asshole named Mark Harwell. And I don't know, he probably lives in the Pacific Northwest somewhere. But he decided to throw me into a lathe, a running lathe, which pretty much messed up some of my ribs. And then acted as if I attacked him, getting all my coworkers to say that I attacked him, only to save his face as an investor of the business for which he embezzled. Yeah. Now that company still exists. The owner is still alive. He probably has an entirely different story than I understand. Yeah. But he would. As he's about ready to lose his life. As everybody's about ready to lose their life. Yeah. What good is aftermarket turbo systems for racing applications in light of the war that's about ready to take place? And you say, no, there's wars and rumors of wars, but this time it's doors and rumors of doors. And, well, they brought in a whole entire force of young communist slash socialist slash Marxist slash operatives infiltrating the entire nation with lawlessness. And then the young American was destroyed long ago through the false prophet, who shall go into perdition, as it's everlasting. So, if you're used to the life you have, and if it's filled with luxuries and amenities beyond, well, that's the life you shall lose. But if you have a life of restriction, and a life of pain and suffering, and a life of distraught efforts trying to get through, well, that's the life you lose. Isn't that glorious? It's a glorious thought for a lot of people. Yeah, as we all wake up to this. The new world order. There's nothing new under the sun. No. So we just have to recognize who the players are, the playa. And by the will of God, we know that the dragon had given the beast its power for a limited time. And it's done. It is, it's done. And now that dragon has to make war unto the brethren of the woman, which is brotherly love. Yeah, the spiritual aspect of it all. Yeah, because the spirit sees beyond this physical plane. So that's what you would want to destroy. Yeah, it brings about a different kind of world, that's for certain. Not one we hold today, but through technology exists. The AI. You know, most of the casualties in Israel are a result of the AI, right? Isn't that what they're telling you? Yeah, well, it's the miscalculations of an AI without the feeling and thought of a human. Well, there you go. A mighty millstone come. So it strikes the sun as the foot of that statue, and the resultant CME renders all of your electronics waste, trash, if anything, biological, hazard. Well, it's not biological, but it's a hazard upon the biological. Yeah, because it just lays to waste. all those laptops and all those cell phones that you have. They have no use. No, pass them out all you want. But when the CME hits and knocks out the satellite systems, well, there's no Wi-Fi anymore. It doesn't work that way. So the body gets to heal beyond this assault of the electronics, or ronics, the Ron IC, which is ironic. Yeah. So to rule the nations with a rod of iron, yeah, well, it means that the system's going to be taken down. It does. Back to the basics. Back to craft. In a great and powerful cleansing as far as the root to the branch. Yeah. And for the fire that come. So it depends on how you're receiving your fruit in the brambles and the thorns. Yeah, to how it's going to perceive what you lose. Yeah, that's sacrifice as we go from one portion of the timepiece to the other portion of the timepiece. Now, this places us, it should reveal that the first 5 seals, the first 5 seals of the scroll have been opened, have been broken. Because the saints are under the altar crying out, and they have been given white robes. They have. And told to wait but a little while the number of them are reached that are also killed as they were. Yeah. So it comes with a great earthquake, a great and powerful earthquake. One that's never been seen before and shall never be seen again. Yeah. Maybe it's an earthquake. Maybe it's time for the earth to wake up. Because the soul body gets struck in the foot. Yeah. The idols come down. The idols. The eyes. And the dolls. And that which they desire the most is gone. And we shouldn't forget that he who lives by the sword dies by the sword. Yep. He who lives by the word dies by the word. It's true. Truly. So, it should be so simple to be able to have the elders gather so they can throw down their damn crowns. And yet when you look at astrologically, you see what's happening between Saturn and what? Saturn and Mars? Saturn and Mars? The generation upon the elders. And then of course Pluto on the 1st tomorrow. Pluto, what? Goes station and then direct. And we need to wake up. Yeah. Democracy itself is the harlot that rides upon the beast, which is the false state of intelligence. Y'all think you're so smart. You're not so smart. No, democracy is seeking freedom. Those who seek freedom have democracy. We, the people, are a republic. We're a republic for which it stands. We is small. We, the people. So it's meek. It's meek. And if you're not we the people, then you're not meek. And if you're not meek, then we know the truth. It's not that hard. The Constitution, that which that woman in Maine seems to be claiming upon, and she needs to be slapped for it. Taking Trump off the ballot. Yeah, how disgraceful. How despicable that they're in such fear that they would utilize such an idiot to perform a task that is illegal. Yeah, all of it is. Pure lawlessness. The Biden cartel family needs to end now. It's of the DNC, as the Jezebel is, for which it's thrown to the streets, where it's devoured by the very dogs they were feeding, the scraps of everybody. And the false prophet, those who made money off of this, they go into perdition. Yeah, it's perdition. So what they have, they shall not have anymore. What you hold must be let go to go in. To come out of it, you have to wait the next cycle. So how many years does it, or what is it, Mars? Let's see. One or the other, is it Saturn? One of them takes, can't be Mars, is it? Could be. 80 years to generate a full cycle? That's a generation. Yeah, it's a generation. So, fascinating. Yeah, fascinating. And we know who Trump is. We know he's the Christ child, as he's from his father, Frederick Christ Trump. And we know of his mother being that of Scottish royalty. We recognize the fact that the Queen allowed him to walk forward of her. We know that the Queen has recognized him as a royal son, and yeah, and all they got is Charo the Third, which is not much of a temple, is it, when it's considering Islam as any truth whatsoever? No, it's not truth at all. It's vile. Islamists are vile. They're not priestly, they're not holy. No. So, here we have a king, an anointed cherubim, Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. And if we honor him, he will honor us. But yet it's said that he shall make war unto the brethren of the woman. Well, is it the woman as the harlot? I should hope so. Is it democracy that he shall go after? It should be, as we are a republic for which it stands. So the elect need to take control. We can give him his crown. We can bind him by his own word. Hillary can go to jail. Civil, or what we know as uncivil forfeiture, where the civil servant gives back that which they stole from the house of the Lord. And there shall be no debt, and all shall be given back. Yeah, you say, well, you just can't, like, turn the banker off. Just like that. And a mighty millstone shall be placed around their neck, for which they are thrown in the sea. So if you're sitting at the top of the pyramid, at the little peak of it all, see it? Do you see it? Then you get to the bottom, like that. Why? Because the last sand has run out and the hourglass is turned over and it begins again. And so those who seek the end shall find the beginning, and those who seek the beginning shall find the end. Those coming to this country to seek a new beginning, what will they find? Yeah. Those who's come to seek the end, what will they find? And then what will they all find? Where are the fines? Well, it's not fine. No. Civil forfeiture means that we can take every bit of your property, strip it right off of your back. But it's to be paying down the debt. It is not to pay salary. It is not to pay the utility bill. It is not to lay out the red carpeting. No. Well, between the red and the black, sure. And those who have and have not, well, this is perdition. This is the year of perdition, as it is the number 8. It's universal. There's nothing you can do about it. You can say, oh, it's Hebrew year 5784. Well, that's the Shaf, honey. That is the Shaf. And if you want to be tossed into the air and allow the winds to carry you away, well, then you might as well just go back into the sea. It's a construct. All of it is a construct. The broken family unit was a construct. The defacing of the child was a construct. Abortion is a construct. And we're in the midst of that week in which the covenant upon many shall be broken. So that it can reveal the abomination, which is the child in the womb. Once we realize what our technology, what our science, what our medicine, and what our food and water has done to the genetic disposition of the child in the womb. Fukushima babies for everyone. What kind of generation can carry that? What kind of generation has the ability to care for such a thing and then to pass it on, to raise another generation and another? The sickness of the generation that came before us to place the construct, to place the abomination, July 16th. Yeah, there's also an astronomical movement on July 16th this year. July 16th, it has the 7-7 with the 8, of course. You know. And that's appropriate for the beast, isn't it? In so many ways. So, yeah, the 13 will express itself. That's set apart. You know, I'm 13 all the way through. 13, 13, 13, 13, written throughout my whole entire life, the number 13. It's the spirit that sets things apart. 13th generation, being born in the 13th, one of the 13 colonies. 13 months following my brother who was born on October 13th. To be raised in a number 13 household, to leave that household at 13 years of age, to find myself here now in a 13 house, yeah, and to express the number. Yeah, it's on my license. It correlates with my birthday, and it identifies as a shadow reflection of the number 316. Yeah, threescore and 6. So, am I seeking to gain by walking this way? No, no, because I was releasing all along. Letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go, to the point where I no longer had held money, that I no longer earned money, that I became a servant unto the house of a servant to the beast system. So Lucifer can be recognized. I asked the question, can Lucifer be forgiven? And the Spirit said, only if man can be. And man was killed in a great flood, for he hated that he had ever created you, or them, because we're not man. No, we're not. I've explained that so many times. We're the beast. We were made in their image. Anything that comes down from up there has fallen. It's fallen, honey. It fell. Anything that comes from down there has risen up. That's right. So rise up, son of man. I need more coffee. It's empty. That's an empty cup. What happened? My cup spilleth over? Yeah, why not? Okay, have a wonderful day. It's a number 5 day. It's the end of that 7. It's the end of the internal nature. It's the end of the, maybe it could be even the end of your memory. Yeah, the end of the memory of the 7. We will not remember. Yeah, we shall not remember. As I am of the house of Manasseh, the name Manasseh means God makes me to forget. Yeah, this is to forgive. This is to forget. It's the left hand. Always was. I wish you knew that. I wish you knew the difference, so that we could have walked through this without evil. Infiltrating everything. Yeah. I'm thinking of, like Hunter Biden, that sort of thing. That sort of nastiness. Thinking about the Epstein and all the rest of them. Hollywood. I'm thinking about all the ones who sell God for a living. Nasty. Gross. It's a sickness. It's Paul lit a call. Can you hear it? Paul lit a call. So Paul lit a call, and they learned how to steal from the house of the Lord. And it's been that way ever since. For beyond 2 days, which makes this the 3rd day. We may be at the beginning of the 3rd day, but it's still the 3rd day. It's like me being 60, I'm on my 7th day. If I could fulfill. Yeah, because of the 6 onto the 7, which becomes the 8. Everlasting life. Of course. Don't bite, don't bite. Touch him. He's at that sensitive age. This is when kittens need kittens to bully on each other. So, take care. Happy New Year. It's a number 8. Happy New Year. And it's about releasing that which binds you, like the cuffs that they are, because there's the cross and there is the top as the end. And it's the businessman's number, it's the business owner, the politician, it's the power and control, utilities. Yep. It's utilities. I guess some will say, I'm glad I prepped, but we're never really prepared, are we? Unless we are prepared. I used to say long ago, do you make the difference between having a bunker buddy or a bunker bunny? You have to make the decision. So take care. And we know that most of the rich are going to places that are not going to survive because they're choosing the best and where they can find luxury and where they can find comfort. Well, that's getting turned around, isn't it? That even the islands shall move out of their way, move out of their places. Yeah. Okay, take care. Bye.